You may have noticed there was not an 8.3 on our agenda because 8.3 is a critical thinking lesson that has a lot of word problems that I really don't want you to try to do at home on your own. So congratulations, you get to just skip it. Moving right along, 8.4 is factoring polynomials with given values. Once again, this lesson I had to adjust, thinking about you guys working at home. The regular 8.4 was a lot more difficult than how I'm going to make this one. Before we get into the actual lesson, I want to remind you about distributing numbers outside the parentheses. This 4 on the outside can be multiplied with all three of those terms to simplify it, to make those parentheses go away. 4 times x squared is 4x squared. 4 times 5x gives you 20x. And 4 times 4 gives you 16. You are simplifying that expression by multiplying that number to get rid of the parentheses. When you factor something, to factor something means to, I'm not sure if this is even a word, which is why I'm putting it in quotation marks, means to unsimplify something. You're breaking the expression up into, breaking the expression up into 2 or more factors. The way that I'm writing this lesson, I'm going to give you what that factor is that I want you to break out. So, example 1, factor a 4 out of the expression. Factor a 4 out of the expression 4x squared plus 20x plus 16. This is a fully simplified expression. If you're going to factor a 4 out of that, then that means that you're going to break it up into 4 times something else. So here's the expression. If we want to factor a 4 out, that means we want to undo the multiplication. We want to undo that distributing. The opposite of multiplying is what? Think. It's dividing. So with that 4, we are going to divide it out. Then the 4 goes in the front. Levi, say hello to everyone. We're going to put a 4 in the front, parenthesis, and then divide all of those out. That's going to give us x squared plus 20x divided by 4 is 5x plus 16 divided by 4 is 4. End parenthesis. And that's the answer. That's what I want you to do. If you're factoring a 4 out of the expression, you're breaking a 4 out. And that was the example that I had given you in the first place. The problem that you're given is going to be simplified. Your answer is going to be unsimplified. Let's try another one. Example 2. Factor a 3 out of 12x plus 15x to the third. Factor a 3 out of that expression. So take the expression that I gave you and divide it by the number that I said. The 3 goes in the front. 12x divided by 3 is 4x plus 15 divided by 3 is 5, and that x to the third just stays there. If you checked, you multiplied this 3 back in, you would get 12x plus 15x to the third, which is what the problem was. Factor a -6 out of, let's go -24x to the fourth plus 18x squared. The -6 goes in the front, and you divide that away from both of these. -24 divided by -6 is 4. X to the fourth just stays there. 18 divided by -6 is going to give us -3. X squared stays there. I'm going to write a couple more examples I want you guys to try by yourselves, and then you can pause the video and check my answers when you turn it back on and see if they match. I want you to pause that video, try these problems yourself, and then come back and check your answers. If you did not get those answers right because you're totally lost, not just because you did something silly, please reach out to me, let me know, send me a message, and I can write you some more examples. I can help you get a little bit better at that before you do the quiz problems and you get a grade for those.